Viewer discretion advised. This is a mature title. Consult your parent or guardian before viewing futuristic, violent cyborg action. Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. A review by Sam Gonzalez.
Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, a spin-off of the Metal Gear series, is a fantastic action game starring Raiden, centered around his ninja cyborg adventures. This cyborg Raiden concept was introduced to players in Metal Gear Solid 4, which is just weird. How do we get from this to this?
Development for Metal Gear Rising started sometime in 2009. However, Kojima's team realized that developing a game based around fast-paced ninja action, as well as implementing a free sword-slicing concept, was too difficult for them. The game was quietly cancelled for a short period of time around 2010, because Kojima's team was unsure of what direction they wanted to go with the project.
After a meeting with Atsushi Inaba from PlatinumGames, Kojima handed Platinum the job of developing Rising. From then on, development went on smoothly. On February of 2013, Rising was released on PS3 and Xbox 360. The story starts off establishing that Raiden works with Maverick Security, an American PMC. Raiden and his team are helping an African Prime Minister pick up the pieces of their country after a civil war. While Raiden is guarding the Prime Minister, a cyborg named Samuel Rodriguez, along with many other cyborgs, ambush them.
Who was that? A cyborg. One of our competitors?
And of course the evil Hispanic guy has my name.
Mind if I got in?
So then some bald guy with pincers comes out of nowhere and kidnaps the Prime Minister.
Africa's just getting a bit too peaceful.
After fighting two big-ass Metal Gears, Raiden finally meets Mr. Baldi on a train. Baldi violently kills the Prime Minister, escapes, and leaves Raiden to fight Samuel Rodriguez.
Let's go.
Sam proves to be too much for Raiden.
This is all the Ripper has to offer?
Raiden only survives because his Russian friend saves him in the nick of time.
Get to waiting, huh?
Raiden is horribly injured.
Shit, not again.
As a result, he must be rebuilt as a cyborg. The assassination of the Prime Minister creates the main conflict of the game. Raiden must find out who is behind this new revolution of bringing back a war-based economy, and get revenge for the Prime Minister.
If we don't stop them here, they could destabilize the entire region.
Raiden is rebuilt by the Doctor, and in true Metal Gear fashion, the first thing you see is a shot of his cyborg behind. Now you're playing a Metal Gear game. In his brand new suit, Raiden is much more powerful, and he can use the Zendatsu technique. With Zendatsu, Raiden can slow down time and move his blade freely, slicing just about anything. Raiden is able to take parts of cyborgs to regain his strength, or give them to the Doctor in order to upgrade himself.
I am authorized to offer you upgrades and services in exchange for it.
How generous.
The story in this game is kind of weird and convoluted, but isn't that the case with all the Metal Gear games? It still has this funny charm to it, and once it realizes it's taking itself way too seriously, you get a lot of wacky jokes. This game is like if Metal Gear Solid 2 and Metal Gear Solid 4 and Bayonetta got together and had a baby. Raiden has the ability to use two weapons in combat. His main weapon, the High Frequency Blade, and his custom weapons, which he earns from defeating bosses. The High Frequency Blade is Raiden's weaker attack, and his custom weapons are his slower and more powerful moves. This allows players to continue combos using both weapons during combat. Having other weapons than just Raiden's blade makes combat much more interesting. Unlocking custom weapons by progressing through the story gives you a reason to experiment with them in previous chapters where you didn't have them before. There are many Quicktime Events throughout this game. For the most part, these Quicktime Events only make things more thrilling, but if you press the wrong button, the player is very likely to die instantly. As a result, there were quite a few unnecessary deaths throughout my playthrough.
What is going on? Raiden, answer me! Raiden!
This is the most frustrating part about the game. Although, it isn't too big of a deal, since it only bothered me a few times, and even then, There's so much more to love about this game that I can live to accept it. A minor problem with this game is the list of combos and moves aren't easily found. Honestly, I didn't even know there was a move list till I was halfway through the game. To see the move list, you need to pause the game and press help. I needed help, but how was I supposed to know that?
This game's combo system is a lot like that of Bayonetta's. The combos are all built into the game. The properties of your combo, hurtbox, animations, actions, etc. will change depending upon what inputs you're pressing, as well as the timing of your inputs. This lasts until the combo breaks.
Scattered throughout the stages, you'll find classic Metal Gear items like grenades, rocket launchers, and cardboard boxes. In order to use them, the weapons menu allows you to change to the sub-weapons and items you want. This could have been integrated in the game better. Instead of having to press right on the D-pad and then going through a menu, it should be quicker and easier, just like in previous games. In past Metal Gear games, you just hold onto a button and the game temporarily suspends itself. Once you select your weapon, the player can let go of the button and you're sent right back into the action. The method for changing your sub-weapons should have been thought out better. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. The most unique thing about the combat is the Zendatsu mechanic. When fighting an enemy, you'll hear a cue and the screen will turn blue. That is the perfect time to perform Zendatsu. Raiden rips out the spines of enemy cyborgs, and then his health and Zendatsu meter will be restored, giving him the energy he needs to defeat evil. This attack can only be performed when the meter is full and blue. If not, Raiden can still attack and use horizontal and diagonal slices, but his Zendatsu meter and health meter won't replenish. Man, it's fun to slash things in Metal Gear Rising. There's so many objects you can cut up on every stage. Cars, trucks, trees, robotic dogs, and much more. A lot of detail is put into the slicing physics. I could chop things up in this game for hours.
Raiden can't guard or block. Instead, he has the ninja run and the parry.
The ninja run lets Raiden dodge attacks, deflect bullets, climb walls, and slide down small openings. It should be used almost always when moving around stages. But I suggest that players act cautiously because you can't parry during the ninja run. I would use it wisely to deflect attacks from the helicopters, but when a cyborg strikes at you, you parry his ass. The parrying system is simple, but it takes a little bit of time to master. When an enemy attacks, it will glow red, alerting the player that an enemy is ready to hit you. By moving the analog stick in the direction of an attack and pressing the weak attack button, you can parry an attack. When you parry an attack, Raiden gets an opening to use the Zendatsu attack. Parrying is essential to completing this game. Although, if an enemy starts to glow yellow, that indicates that the attack cannot be parried. The enemy will either charge at Raiden or throw him. Once you notice that yellow alert, you better move that sombrero quick or you'll get punished. This is the best looking PS3 game I've ever seen. The detail on Raiden's armor is excellent. Have you seen that cyborg behind? The moves, character models, and areas as a whole all look so pretty. Although, when the game is loading a new section or has any noticeable slowdown, it looks awful. For instance, occasionally when performing the Zendatsu attack, very quickly after performing a killer combo, the game would struggle to catch up, and the animations for Raiden's attacks were incredibly slow. It's pretty surreal when it happens. It's not very common, but when it happens, it stinks quite a bit. My bigger problem is the loading and saving for each area. When a major objective is accomplished and a new area needs to be loaded, one of Raiden's Kodak pals will feel the need to call you, but their conversations are like,
Officially, Maverick Incorporated condemns you and your actions as unlawful. And a pain in the asshole.
Hey guys, AT here. I know this really isn't my review, and I haven't played this game as much as Sam, but something that bothers me about this game is the way the boundaries work. Throughout your missions, the boundaries of the stage keep on adjusting. These boundaries are the operations zone. Though I like the combat and everything, these frequently adjusting boundaries bother me. They cramp up the play area.
I said before that the story was a bit out there, but the voice acting is great.
Ever think about them? When you're chopping them into hamburger?
They're adults. They made their choice.
The only character who has the voice that doesn't stand out is the boring blonde chick who does nothing. My favorite voice in this game is without a doubt Quentin Flynn as Raiden. He nailed the whole "I'm now a hardcore serious cyborg ninja" thing. The character has completely changed since Metal Gear Solid 2, so I was happy to see that his voice matured, along with his personality. And his sombrero.
Adios, amigos.
I also have a soft spot for Phil Lamar's character, and the Doctor. That dude is literally Phil Lamar if he were in the Metal Gear franchise.
It's gotta be a political hotspot. A coup or civil war in a stable region wouldn't have a domino effect.
The Doctor has a funny voice, and he's the only person in this game that actually helps Raiden.
Scheiße! 2 bogies closing fast!
Thanks, Jim Ward and Phil Lamar. You've made me, and Raiden, very grateful for your love and support. This game has some rockin' tunes. For the most part, it's fast-paced, heavy metal music all the way. It makes my ears happy, and it fits the game perfectly. I appreciate and admire the Metal Gear series a lot. I've just never played through the games entirely. But don't worry, I definitely plan on beating them soon. The more I heard about this game, the more I need to play it. The core concept is brilliant. Bringing together aspects of the Metal Gear series into an excellent ninja action game? No wonder I was so hyped. And boy did it deliver. This is my favorite game made by Platinum yet, and those guys make some quality titles. Yes, this game has a few minor problems, but it's extremely entertaining and fun to play. If you enjoy action games and slicing things, I highly recommend this game.